Alrighty, everybody, welcome to another video. So, a bit of a ramble-ish for you guys today. I want to really talk to you guys about uh, AI-generated content and faceless brands. And what I mean by AI-generated content is like AI videos, AI short-form videos. Now, to give you guys context as to why I'm actually even talking about this is I follow a couple pretty big personal brands, right? People with millions and millions of followers who are leaning very heavy into, creating faceless AI content. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with AI content. As an example, like might sound like a contradiction. The last video I did on this channel was me talking about AI generated business plans, us giving you a tailor made business plan using a bot. But the thing I want you guys to look at is a lot of people who are actually crushing with this style of stuff, they have very strong personal brands, very heavy on face forward content. Now, this is going to specifically be primarily geared towards people who are, prominently new in the online space. Maybe they know there is power in content creation, but they're very fearful of getting on camera. They don't want to do things on camera. They don't want to show their face, and I understand the fear. So this video is going to kind of talk about my opinions around that. My opinions around why realistically you probably should not be leaning into building a faceless style business, doing only faceless style content as like your primary source of content. Mind you, if you use it in a pinch and it's a part of your content rotation, there's nothing wrong with that. But it can't be all you post. So rolling on to like the topic of actually today's videos, if you look at the state of the internet marketing space, the online business building space that we're in right now, information is everywhere. There's like anybody with a Canva account and a ChatGPT account can pop out a digital product in 15 minutes. They can have a product ready to sell and already making money allegedly in a matter of minutes, right? Information is not sexy. Now, the problem with, AI content, faceless style content is what usually ends up happening is it will usually end up getting dominated by the early adopters. And if you're watching this video, you're not an early adopter. Hate to say that, but there's been people creating, faceless brands, faceless theme pages, faceless marketing channels, and all these types of stuff with AI generated content, and they're going to scoop up the market share. We're already in a very competitive landscape right now. You got new digital products, you got courses popping up every night, you got new things, new opportunities, new master resale rights products, new daily pay products, you got new affiliate product X, and there's just an ungodly amount of information, options, directions, or strategies that people could go down. And then from like an actual marketing standpoint, you have all these people that are, doing the exact same thing. They're promoting their products the same way on their live videos. They have the same pictures. They have the same landing pages. They have the same email sequences. They look identical, which is hard to stand out. But then we'll start roping this other thing into the mix, like where we're all just going to start creating this faceless generated content with 10 different voices. And it's going to start populating, 5 to 15 different styles of content, and you're just going to really struggle to stand out from anybody, which is going to make it very hard to make any sales. Like a thing with AI, a way to look at AI is it's like it's going to enhance any skill set that you guys already have. So if you suck at creating content, AI is just going to spit out more shitty content for you. If you're not very good at writing copy, it's probably not going to spit out the best copy for you. It's not a miracle fix. It is a tool, an accelerant that will enhance your skill sets and make your skill sets even better. And I know it's a sexy appeal. I know it's a very sexy angle. This has been a thing ever since I started my online business. Like people want to do anonymous businesses and they want to do all that, and that's fine. But I just want to share my opinion around what is actually going to happen if you like want to replace your entire personal brand, your own business, with AI generated faceless type content. In certain niches, it might work really well. Baking, weight loss, fitness, etc., all that type of stuff. But like in the biz op, make money online space, it is going to be extremely difficult to stand out. In a space it's already extremely difficult to stand out, right? You got thousands of people selling the same product as you in the same way, and then now all of a sudden you guys are creating the same content, and it already happens right now. You got a couple creators who dominate, let's say on like Instagram Reels or TikToks, right? They start using this content style, and then you have 1,000 people copying them. I've watched this happen over and over again over the years, right? You have this one creator who adopts this one strategy for content that works really well. Everyone starts doing it, and then it stops working. And then they just end up copying the next person, and then next thing you know, you're copying a bunch of people that aren't even making money or making sales or emulating your business off of somebody who isn't even doing anything. It's like it just becomes this habitual routine of like copying the next person and hoping some shit sticks, which is exactly what will happen with the faceless anonymous brands only doing faceless AI generated video content. Is you're just going to end up like looking like everybody else. And I'm not specifically talking about if you go. I know there's some pretty crazy stuff, advanced stuff where you could do like avatars and you can get them to use your voice and it looks like it's you, right? Like that's not what I'm saying, because that's technically you, kind of ish. I'm talking about the generic AI generated content that is just kind of like thrown up, and you're taking shots in the dark and you're trying to do more volume because you can post more content, and you're just gonna end up wasting your fucking time. Lean into the one thing that is probably been ingrained in us as ever since we were kids. I know it was for me. Like, oh, the heart wants what it can't have, or you always want what you can't have. So like, look at that statement in itself. If a lot of the market is leaning heavier into faceless content, AI generated content, the natural side effect of that is people are going to start craving that personal touch, the human touch, who you are as a person, stories, morals, ethics, literally just you beyond business. And even if you're not doing AI content, this is one thing that a lot of people are completely missing in their business right now. And it's why a lot of people aren't actually even making any money, because they completely leave this piece out. They want to just push product, push business, talk about tactics, talk about strategies, but they don't ever like build a brand, a personal brand, not letting people into a window of where they were, struggles they went through, challenges they went through, failures, mistakes they had, all the different stuff, because there's two different things that your audience is actually buying into. It's your plan, your process, your model, your mechanism, your digital product, your course, whatever, and then it's you. Like that's people are buying into that before they ever even pay you. Before they pull out their credit card and they purchase anything from you, they're already bought into your story. They already see themselves in you or something that you went through, and they're like, "Hey, I see myself in that person's story. They went through similar struggles as me, so I can do it too." Or, "Hey, I've watched them go from zero to where they are now. That's like really inspiring. I'm going to just like maybe follow in suit and do the same thing as them." And again, I know a lot of you guys probably aren't even watching this video at this point, but it's not anything super profound either. But you got to pay attention to what people are doing. Like, you have people who are with very strong personal brands who have millions of followers who are all about faceless AI generated content, who aren't even creating faceless AI generated content. They're probably using AI written content, and they're using AI to create pictures and all that type of stuff, but they're not actually creating like a bunch of AI generated reels to market their services or their products. It's like they have a personal brand. It's also like what people talk about, like, oh, this is a passive income business. That isn't passive. Like, you're live for 5 hours a day. It's not a fucking passive income business. Or like some of the creators who are now like shitting on master resale rights, who used to sell master resale rights, or taking shots at remote job content or side hustle content that used to create side hustle content. Like, you got to pay attention to what people are actually doing, and especially you're watching this and you're like earlier in business, because it's all fucking marketing angles. It's all marketing angles to paint this picture that it is going to be easier, it is going to be simpler. Your life sucks because you're here now, and I have the keys to the kingdom that's going to change everything. Which, us as marketers, myself included, do a really good job at keeping people spinning their fucking wheels, right? Like, myself included. Like, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not saying that. I'm not a, you know, the poster child of internet marketer, right? I'm not saying that. Um, but that's realistically what you do. You agitate a problem or where somebody's at, and then you present a solution, right? So I do the same thing with my products, right? Hey, we run free groups, we do antiviral content, we don't do cold DMs, we don't do sales calls. And that's not saying any of those things don't work. Like, we say, hey, you can build a six-figure business without tech. You can, 100%. I did my first six figures online without having a funnel. But that's not saying that funnels don't work. Okay? There's people that are making buckets of money. We have an award on the wall for doing over $1 million with one funnel. Okay? So it's not that they don't work. And I think that's also something that a lot of people, especially in the newer mindset of online business, it's just so like tunnel vision and black and white, that they said do this, so I have to do this, or this person said do this, and now I'm going to do this, or you know, realistically, you're building your business in layers and stages, and you're going to change and evolve as your business grows. But the real issue ultimately comes from like expectations of how quick and easy things are going to be. And I say this all the time, so I apologize. But that's realistically where most of it comes from, right? That it's all going to be quick, it's all going to be easy. You're going to be able to push a button, never going to have to create content again. And like, at the end of the day, this it's not a game for the faint of heart. Like, building my online business has been the most fucking difficult thing, but most rewarding thing that I've ever done. We were talking about it on coaching call yesterday. Like, in the last few years, I've made more money than I would have made at my old job in like 40 years. But it's hard, and it's also hard to stay focused, like on a singular plan, a singular process, a path, a mentor, a course, a program, an offer for more than fucking 6-12 months. That's probably one of the biggest challenges for most, because there is all this new stuff. There is all this really cool shit coming out, and there's always like this new tech or this new software, or this new tool, or this new resource that, potentially we add to our business with good intentions, mind you. I've seen this happen all the time too, where maybe we're adding something to our business with the best intentions. Hey, I'm going to use this thing to take my business from where it's at now, so I can start making some sales, I can start doing all this stuff. But what actually ends up happening, when like, I've watched it happen a lot with people who are actually making sales and having success online, is, you have your attention on this thing that's working, and you're making sales and you're making money, and then you go add this new part to your business, and then now all of a sudden everything just starts to stop working, because all of your attention goes over here, and all the stuff that you were doing that was making money just kind of stops, right? Which becomes a bigger and bigger problem the more and more success that you guys have, and the bigger and bigger that you guys grow. Being more selective with the types of stuff that you do in business, or the types of stuff that you do partake in, or the things you add to your business, because that's almost more important than removing things or keeping things lean as possible and simple as possible, are just as important as, adding something new, right? Mine and Flip's business were far more interested in keeping things lean, removing pieces, removing groups, removing offers, removing things. So the moving parts are to a minimum, because then when you can get like really lethal at a couple things, and you get really good at a couple things, then business starts to become really fun. There's not very much like obligations and, rat's nests and all those different moving parts, and maybe you're doing this and this, and like, it's a very stressful way to run your business. And we've been there, we've done it, right? Like, the year that we launched Group Juice, I think we launched 13 offers that year. So we came into the year after that with, a dozen different offers, 5 or 6 different communities. It's just a mess, right? And I don't even know if I made sense during this video. It's not even 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 3:30 this morning, so I could be, suffering from lack of sleep or whatever. But I have been seeing a lot of content go super viral around, AI generated content. And I'm not saying that it doesn't work. Okay, I just want to make it known, if you are a beginner, if you're someone who's fairly new to business, um, your superpower is going to be like ripping that band-aid off and just getting on fucking camera. I hate to say it, and like putting yourself out there, being awkward, being fucking cringe, sucking on camera, and sharing that. Hey, I'm fucking nervous as hell right now, but I know I need to create content, so I'm gonna do it anyways. Because hey, there's everybody's probably feels the same exact way. I know I sure did. But it creates really kick-ass relationships, and the longer and longer that we end up playing more in like the AI landscape and the faceless content landscape, it's going to be the thing that people actually start to crave. And they realistically they already are, right? Like people want to know that they are heard, that they feel seen, and there's a connection there, right? If you guys actually want long-term security, then you need to actually think about that instead of what can you do to like make the quickest amount of money, because making a bunch of money online is like a waste if you guys got to go get jobs in 6 months anyways because you didn't think about this. So um, put yourself out there, get on camera. If you guys want to feel better about yourself, drop a comment below, and I'll send you the first ever video I did. It sucked. Absolutely horrible. Still not the best on camera. And you'd think I would be. I've done thousands of videos. And like thousands of videos. But yeah, just a total rant. My 2 cents on the topic, because it's very popular. And yeah, I think it will work for some, but I think it will also keep the majority of people stuck because they feel like they're progressing their business by posting content. But it's going to be extremely difficult to effectively sell products from AI generated faceless content if you are not very fucking good at copy, storytelling, etc. already, because you will be competing against people who already are, and they probably already have faceless brands, and you're coming in and you're trying to just do the bare minimum and like make sales. Like it would be easier to just like go record yourself and say, hey, I want to find 3 other people that are just like me and they want to partake in this product with me, and you buy it, and then we work together and accomplish this goal together. We just had somebody in our free group do that, right? They jumped into our free group. They invited somebody else into our free group. The person who joined was like, this is awesome. I want to keep working with you guys. They paid us $950 for a mentorship. And the person who invited them made $475 just inviting somebody to come hang out with us in a free challenge and participate in a free challenge with us by simply inviting them to come participate in the same thing as them, right? And they've only created a couple pieces of content. So anyways, I will go not make sense somewhere else. You guys have a kick-ass Wednesday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.